right, there's a teeny tiny island out there called Isolotto Maranone or something like that. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see this, but it's the tiniest island I've ever seen, but it actually has buildings on it. We're gonna get quite awake from this guy. On our way to Favignana. Bye Trapani and hello Favignana. There's really not much to video because we're in the middle of a crossing to get out to Favignana. I'm not sure if you can see it in the distance. Hi honey, suck in your guts. Look at the background. There's like this island that's not even an island out there. All by it. I mean, it's an island, but it's just like, it's a private island, yeah. It's kind of cool. Coming into Favignana, here's the harbor. Not great conditions for video. Great little drama. So hopefully you can see Corey in the water, and you can see weather coming in as well. But basically, everybody is trying to get in for that weather, and so we're very close to this wall right here. And so he went out there and he swam the anchor to make sure it's secure, and then he also went all the way up to the wall. So the water's good up to the wall. So this is a good example of why we don't want to be behind where we are. In other words, why we don't want to be that sailboat. We've got a ferry right here at Favignana, and right over here is our friend behind us who came in very late. This is another great example of why we try not to come in late. In fact, last night was probably the latest that we've come in at any anchorage for as long as I can remember. That boat, that ferry is turning behind this boat, and I'm sure it'll be fine because he's not blasting 5 times. That means he's okay, but I sure wouldn't be. So he just dropped his anchor. The ferry just dropped his anchor. He'll be bed-mooring, in other words, backing into this. So what do you think of this whole scenario here, Corey?
I think that's the term. Too close for comfort.
Right?
Yep, they're a little close to the fringe of the maneuvering area of the ferries.
Yep.
Not so much for the one that's backing in now, but the other one now is going to have to get out past them.
Right. So now there are actually 3 ferries. There's one small ferry behind these 2. And there it is, scooting out the other side. Now he is leaving. And right behind that sailboat, even though it looks like it's going right into it. It's actually not. But I would be so not happy right now if this was me. This is a video from outside the historic tuna building that we'll probably tour in a bit. But we are headed in by dinghy, so we'll see what we can see. So Corey, what are these, boat garages or something?
Boat garages to me, boathouses.
Like old ones that are no longer in use.
Yes. So let's see.
Siamo alla Tonara, which is where they used to process tuna. We've seen this building from the outside, obviously. Now we're seeing it from the inside. These are what Corey was calling the boat garages from outside. And now we get to see them inside. These are the old tuna boats. Can't really see them very well from here. I'm too short. Okay, I'm standing on steps now. I can see a little bit better. We're inside the Tonara now. Assuming the remnants of a tuna boat. Believe it or not, this was 3rd century BC, and it was a ramming tool at the front of a boat. There was a famous battle, you see, of the Egadi, and they know exactly when it took place, and they found this wreckage. An opportunity to buy all different kinds of tuna in the traditional form. Wow. These are the traditional cans from way back when. A little bit of photographic information because this was basically the canning area. I gather the health code for this packing plant was not very much in force. Here they're actually cooking the tuna before it is hand-packed. This is what we saw, what was explained to us back in Trapani in terms of in Erici, sorry, in terms of they called these nets the killing room. There's a series of nets. Veramente interessante. And also sad. This particular practice, even though it is historical and cultural, has been outlawed. The nets, that is, the way the nets used to be done systematically with the current in kind of a mass slaughter, basically. You can see the salting process. Some of the old scales preserved.
This tuna weighs a lot.
Yeah, cheating. The Tonara was owned by the Florio family. The actual tins, before they were cut into tins or shaped into cans, I should say. The cooking vats. So these are the smokestacks we could see from the other side. Obviously, this is where they would do the cooking.
Leaning heavily.
I'm sorry, say that again?
This particular smokestack for the cooking stoves of the tuna is leaning heavily, so they had to wrap it with rings, put tie rods on it to pull it back to the column at the straight. So when you tip,
Right.
if you look at the one to your left, you'll see what happens if they don't do that.
Wow. So this is something that they did for safety reasons recently, obviously.
Yes. Stainless steel together.
This is the structure that we can see from our boat from the outside. So again, our boat is right out there. Really impressive the way they were able to preserve a lot of these artifacts from so long ago. And you can actually see our boat from here. I'll show you in a second.
Hey, good looking. What's cooking?
A lot of tuna.
A whole lot. Yeah. So those are the pots. You can see the smokestacks and the fire went underneath. All of these, one giant stove for cooking tuna.
I'm busy.
And a railway to haul it away.
That's our boat out there. Although I don't know if I can actually. There we go, in between. there she is. Here's more of the location. Okay, Corey, so can you explain this process right here?
This is the boathouse where they would haul the boats in or launch them. These are skids that they would grease the wood with, and it's called greasing the skid so the boats could slide in and out. Yes, there's probably some winches at the backside to winch the boats up into the boathouse. These are the vessels used for fishing for tuna back in the day.
There's some very interesting rock formations here, and you can see the cuts, which to me means that this area might have been quarried. Corey pointed out to me, and it seems definitely right, that this was some sort of structure at some time. You can see like all these squares, unless of course that's part of the quarrying. I have no idea. We'll find out. I'll fill in some captions to this. Yes, I know. This is really cool. So these are remnants of ancient tufa, we learned. So they're actual structures historically. I'll try to find out here. And as you can see, this is the cool little beach club down here. I'll take some video from this perspective in case the light is better, just so that you can see the actual foundational structures in the water. Okay, so somebody may have found a really good investment here. Check it out. Very interesting, the shells that are like lodged inside these formations. Okay, I'm taking a little hike along the top of these, which, as you can probably see, is kind of irregular surfaces. So I'm hopeful that I can do that without killing myself. I think that would be very positive. Okay, so you can really see these structures now. It's just somebody's having a nice little private building right there. There's Corey flying his drone. Go, baby, go. Get us some good footage. This is the Cambaria.
Here we have the shaft couplings. It couples the propeller shaft to the engine. The engine would be forward.
Okay.
Here would be the equivalent of the cutlass bearing in here to provide support while the propeller spins in the shaft. In January, these nets would be set. This is just a model. Anchored to the bottom with floats on the top. This would actually go all the way, possibly a couple miles out to the shore where the current is. The fish would come down, hit that net, and go up. And the current would carry them into here, where they would then put them in all these different pens. The divers would lower the nets, as you can see, loop to let the fish go into the next pen. And they would just sit there for several months, eating the stuff that comes through the net, and then come, I think, May.
Whatever the current brings, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would feed them.
Yep.
And come May, they would have the fish come up into this shallower net.
How do they do that? How do they get them to? Because it's
just open the one door
and they come through, but they can't come back.
And then they pull up the nets.
Okay, so it's basically, I hate to say it, but a slaughter.
And then they gaff them aboard the boats.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a slaughter. It's shallow enough that they can just gaff them.
Yeah, they call it the killing room.
So that's the killing room, and all the other ones are bedrooms waiting to be killed.
Got it. Why are you wearing your Helly Hansen jacket?
Because we're going out to dinner in a thunderstorm.
Oh, doesn't everybody do that?
Just us.
The central squares of Favignana, just to give you a feel for it. It's really quite lovely, as you can undoubtedly see. And look at my lovely husband with his signature water bottle. Love you, honey. It's nice though. Wow. I love the light.
Look, it's my pizza place.
Yeah, I know.
But they spelled my name wrong twice. They must have been doing text or voice to text.
That happens.
Yes, it does. Better.
It was. What a gorgeous sky. Oh, I see lightning. Sky. You can finally see the castle. Sweetheart, what did we order?
I don't remember how to say it.
Okay, so the salad has onions, olives, pepperoncini, finocchio. It has sun-dried tomatoes. It's called the insalata siciliana. Okay.
Let's eat.
That biking is the way to see Favignana. Just beautiful, beautiful biking. I wouldn't rent a scooter. Okay, honestly, this is the best bike path.
Electric bike ride tired me out. What are you having, Denise?
I don't know. We can have tonno, stracciatella, pistacchio, cipolla cartellata, pomodoro.
Decisions. Well, I'm going to take a view of the ocean while you decide.
We are going to try tigellone alla favignese with tuna stracciatella, pistacchio, cipolla caramellata e pomodorini. Okay.
Let's eat.
Okay, well the food is more important. No, I'm only kidding. But we're eating something very special.
Yes.
Vuoi spiegare
Dai,
che
vi
cos'è?
faccio una foto, vi faccio una foto.
Oh. So, allora dimmi chi siete voi?
Stefania
Nico
e Ticellando.
abbiamo portato a Favignana la novità,
Ok,
gnocco e tigelle dall'Emilia Romagna.
Ok.
Fantastica.
Sì, l'abbiamo assaggiato il cibo qua. How was it, Corey?
Fantastic.
Fantastico, hai sentito?
Grazie.
Ok,
Grazie.
ci
A
vediamo.
presto, vi
Ciao.
aspettiamo.
We met these great people who own this truck stand, and they have managed to send all 3 of their kids to college owning this truck. Anyway, and they told us about this cave. So these caves are a specific kind of excavation of stone that goes under the land so as to preserve the outside, and this goes all the way to Cala Rossa. And this is what it looks like inside. Not to mention that there's tunnels that go up that way. Okay, so you can see the excavation marks, right? Inside this cave. It's so interesting. And look, it like all under the here. It's pretty steep to get down there, but you can see, and apparently this way it goes all the way to Cala Rossa, which is a long way. Yeah. So you can see it's like a series of tunnels, right? They would just excavate and take out the stone, harvest it, and just keep going in various directions. Okay, now back out. Okay, Corey has decided to go explore.
So parking.
Come back soon!
This goes out to a view to the ocean.
Okay. Come back soon. Okay, that's soon. Great. So here's more of the tufa, which is basically the excavation of this stone. This is the famous Cala Rossa, famous for the aquamarine color water, the red rocks and everything. Okay, this is specifically for Valentina and Pietro. There is a house here. This is for sale right here. I will try to get you the information, but seriously, it is right near Cala Rossa. So I don't know what kind of a deal it would be, because it's literally right at the entrance to Cala Rossa.
Cala Rossa.
Cala Rossa. Here's the other part of Cala Rossa. Just as beautiful. When we were here the first time, there were like 21 boats. Now there's 4 because the wind is in the wrong direction for this cove today. We're not sure if this is the Impossible Garden. It might be the lodge, or it might be a private residence. I'm thinking it was probably a private residence. So this is called the Giardini Impossibile, in the middle of nowhere basically. This woman has built this beautiful garden with this adorable bar area. Really nice. Hi Stefania, we're at the Giardini Impossibile. I've heard a lot about it, but I really would love it if you would just tell us in your own words what the history is, briefly.
Yes, of course.
Sì.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stefania. This garden is about 39,000 square meters of garden. We've got about 500 species of plants, and also we the history about the it's not only the history about the plants, it's history about a lady. If you want, I can show you.
Great.
This is Mrs. Gabriella. She's the one that actually had the big vision in the 1960, about the vision. It all started from this little block of land.
Wow.
Okay, and there was nothing at all. Imagine that outside of the little town in Favignana, there was actually a little, it was all barren land because there used to be quarry, open pit quarry, about cutting the culture of stone. It's calcarenite, it's like a limestone, sandstone. They used to be used to build houses.
Right.
But we're talking about this stone be cutting for centuries and centuries since the Romans, okay? And the Carthaginian and Saracen, better say. That's where it all started from. They received an hereditary, the little block of land that she just visioned a changing. She started with a little tiny house, and then she started with a little plant, a daisy. And then slowly she changed aspect of the garden. She used to bring plants from all around the world, and slowly build the house where she's living now. She's 85 years old with a husband, 89, and they have girl. They live in the third young age. And, what they did, after she finished the big project of the little block of land, she started buying, buying other block of land, okay? And they included quarries. And can you see?
I can. Yes.
What they did, imagine the quarry, they stopped cutting the stone. Imagine that this stone has been stopping. They stopped cutting the stone in the 1960s, starting, because the alternative was red brick. Obviously, it was a substitute by this stone. I said, thank God, because otherwise you won't be here. They would have been cutting the whole island. They stopped cutting the stone, and what happens, they start becoming like a discharge. They used to becoming like a big rubbish bin for people. And what Mrs. Gabriella and her husband did, cleaned up everything, okay, just clean everything up, and bring life again the stone, the quarry, the open pits, and bring the soil, be able to make sure to build the land, okay, the garden. Grazie, prego. The land. And what happens is, imagine she started bringing plants from all around the world, and everybody was saying it's impossible that you can manage to do that garden. But she was very determined, and she actually did it. She managed.
What year was that about?
She started in 1970, and then she finished all the big project about 2004.
Where did she get her funding from?
It's a personal funding.
Wow.
They use all their funds. Okay, she just wanted a little garden for herself.
Right.
It was only open to the public about 2004 when a lady, a guide like me, she used to bring her own private tour. Okay? But then the son, 4 years ago, the architect, Nunzio, started bringing open to the public because it's been recognized by the High World Association about twice. We actually read in those books where we tell history about people that cutting the stone by hand till about 1940.
Wow.
Okay, for centuries. Then started with the machine, a disc. And that's why, and we have both of them. We got manual and mechanical.
Wow.
That's what, during the tour, okay, that is all organized, we tell history about the stone, about the plants.
Oh, great.
And about Mrs. Gabriella.
Okay. Tour, starting with these lotus flowers that are apparently waterproof, so I bet you they were used for huts and things like that. She got these flowers and plants from all over the world, so this should be a very interesting little self-guided tour. Hopefully you can see this. This was a pit, so she obviously put a tree in it. Keep in mind, this was 1960s when she started this by herself with a little garden, and because of her, that area, this is a great example, would have been just a trash pit. And instead she has another idea for it. Here's another quarry pit. As you can see, she has planted a whole bunch of trees and flowers underneath. There's even music. I don't know if you can see just how beautiful this is. And unlike some of the others in town that were excavated later, these were all excavated by hand, by use of hand tools.
Pickaxes.
Yep, pickaxes. So this area is actually what they were calling stone sampling well, I guess, of sorts, to sample the quality of the stone before going further. So the sound that you're hearing is supposed to be mimicking the pickaxes. Keep in mind that this practice started in Neolithic era and then just went straight through, I think, until the 1900s. Stopped at about 1970, which is when things became really a problem, because after that, brick was being used to build houses, for example, and therefore they stopped mining for the most part, and were just using these as dumps, which, as you can imagine, must have been very disillusioning to the people who love Favignana. So these two quarries were eventually combined, but each family would own the rights to a particular stone area. They would work it with their kids. The kids would start at about 10 years old. Again, you can see what she has done, making this into a beautiful garden. This is a carob tree. By the way, she's 85 now. Unfortunately, she has Alzheimer's. She's still alive. She lives on the property on a villa, but she's not really taking visitors. So it's really great. We have this audio tour, and it's basically telling us that these are steps that were supposed to lead to an area to be carved later. We're just following this little percorso, this little trail. Okay, we're going to go down even lower into the quarry.
Oriented cavern. That is from the top, so it has an entrance at the top as well. It was opened at the bottom later and used as a camera dello Sirocco, literally Scirocco room.
Wow, che bello!
It is a ventilated space in the shade where the stonecutters would take rain on summer days. Its appearance inspired Maria Gabriella to visit as an exhibition place for tufo sculptures made in the 70s by the artist Rosario Santamar. As a shelter from the heat, and later it also took on another function. When the stonecutters discovered water infiltration, which is typical in the presence of poor stone, is still there, mosses and lichens on the walls, they decided to use it to keep their food and water cover it with wooden floors. In the rectangular recess of the back wall, on the other hand, there is the fire. The crushed cavern when, after days of hard work clearing soil, stones, and debris, this cavern cavity came out in its entirety. She filled a niche outside with 2 statuettes by Rosario Santamaria, one featuring a donkey and the other an ox head. Unfortunately, these works were corroded by wind and rain, and today you find a new setup. The ground level of today is not authentic. Known as desert palms, native to Arizona. A little further, the thorny evergreen bush with white flowers is Alcarissa macrocarp or natal plum. In Italy, we call it false jasmine because of its perfumed flowers. It is a type of euphorbia native to tropical and South Africa. Deals well with salt blend winds. Its stems and leaves are poisonous, but the fruits are edible. The high dip on a plateau that can be reached by the small staircases on magnificent Ficus magnolioides takes its name from a totally different plant, the Magnolia grandiflora, or southern magnolia, because it was left free so it can sing. If you want to understand what this means, beat the higher block with the palm of your hand. You'll hear a sound. It is the sound that used to inform a stonecutter that he had found the higher quality stone, that he had reached the vein he was looking for.
Oh, wow.
The stonecutters were able to hear the stone sing, calling the calcarenite blocks
sing.
contuni,
How interesting.
strong singeing stones. Behind the wall, you can get a rough idea of the state of the garden before Gabriella and Antonino cleared the quarries with debris of different sorts. So they tried to steal blocks from the deeper areas, and since the man who controlled the work would only be looking from above, he would not notice if the carved surfaces looked high. If you walk around, you can see lines of squared cuts on many walls, the steps of ladder indents for feet and hands that were used by the stonecutters to go back up. All ancient Romans.
Every time you turn around, there's something else beautiful that she has done. It's really incredible.
Almonds became edible only after farming and domestication. Out of the cave, along the path to the left, you can see a centuries-old lemon, a Campsis radic stone wall. If you look over the wall, you can see the original height of this quarry, which used to be 25 meters. Making most of this great ground depression, Gabriella only had to dig 8 meters further to make one.
Interesting. She had to find wells in order to irrigate the garden. Got it. You were in the Boboli Gardens.
They are widespread around the world and used in Italy for ornamental purposes. Flowers and leaves are similar to those of the oleander, but this is a different plant. Native to the tropics. Notwithstanding its looks, it is not a cactus. It is the succulent type of euphorbia, which required other significant changes to the site. Its huge size and shape further inspired her to subdivide Australia. The Alocasia cuprea from Borneo in Malaysia, with oval leaves green on the top.
To see the difference starting up in the late 1930s, early 1940s, they switched to mechanical, and you can see the difference, right? This is mechanical cutting here.
In the heart of the Saharan desert. This tree was considered sacred by the Persians. The mechanical disc saws and the perfectly squared contours of the blocks ready to be drawn out. On the right-hand side, out of the arched, terraced flower bed, is another trailing Risolu equisetiformis, or coral fountain, as the one we saw earlier. A knob plateau at the back, in our chessboard's flower bed is a little and the fancy hibiscus. Water lilies of different colors float, and the small island in the middle hosts the lotus flower. Around the edges are other Egyptian papyrus, been carved to form areas called ipogei, which in ancient Greek means under the ground. These extensive pits are the former work site.
This is Cala Bue Marino, another pretty famous bay. There's this cute little bar and food truck. This is an absolutely gorgeous bay for swimming. Carved out, of course, the same way, the quarry way. This is the slide that they were referring to. That you slide all the way into the water with the stone. Wow, that is the coolest thing ever. And there's the anchorage. Trying to get the height in here, and I can't really see what I'm doing. So, hopefully you can tell just the perspective of this. It's just not easy because I'm leaning over a cliff. There we go. We stopped our bikes at the Baia del Faro. And it is a lovely bar right by the Faro, which, as you can see, is the lighthouse. And just a cute little beach bar with a great view. Here's a better view of the lighthouse. Hold on a second. There's the lighthouse. And coming around here, you can get a little sun tanning done. And look out at the ocean. So apparently a great place to see the sunset. And there's your view. We're going over to this beach bar, Pura Vida it's called, which is awesome. And here's their view. And this is Cala Rotonda. As you can see, it's very protected, and it's got this adorable little bar. I don't know if they have gelato. We'll have to find out. Very chill. From your boat, you can just beach it right there, and then once your dinghy is there, you just walk up to this cute bar. Cool little rock bridge. Okay, this is our famous 360. So here we are. And honey, are you there? Because I can't see you because of the glare.
I'm here.
Are you sure?
I'm still here.
Okay. Did you block the beach hut?
I don't think so.
Are you,
My
okay.
pet did. I think you did.
Thanks a lot. Okay, we'll just have to go back around again and see.
Freaking dizzy.
Okay, but just don't fall off the cliff. No, please. Please. Okay.
Oh, no,
there it is. Okay.
I moved my head.
Bye.
Bye. Weirdo.
There they are. And there's Corey waiting for them. Hi, Corey.
Our buddies.
There they are, I can't believe it! Yay! Angela and Ed, we have been helping them buy this boat. It's a Moody 54 for about a year, and they're finally here. They're anchoring, and Corey's trying to help them out, as you can see. There's Corey, and there they are. Infinite blue. I will zoom in so you can see her a little bit better. So this is Levanzo. We just landed at this ferry terminal, and this is the port. And very cute little town. We're about to walk up to the town. Cute little bar overlooking the seaport. Cute little shops. Just taking a little walk in Levanzo. No bikes, no scooters for rent, no nothing.
I got my walking shoes.
Yep. There's Favignana in the background. Can probably zoom in on that. Lighthouse is on the right where we visited yesterday, and panoramic views. And the famous Faraglione right there in the distance. Faraglione in Levanzo. Beautiful coastline. We think that these might be our friends on the left, but we are not sure. There's a hydrofoil coming in. We'll zoom in on that. And Favignana in the background, behind the Faraglione. We'll walk down to the beach. Near the borders, you can't really tell where it begins from the shore. It's just unreal. In case this is our friends, we'll have some video to share with them of their boat. Clear, clear, clear water. And the Faraglione in the background. Que bello. The rocky landscape behind me with my back to the water. There's Corey up there flying his drone. I have to zoom in on these cacti up on the cliffs. Yeah, this kind of gives new meaning to the Watch for Falling Rocks signs.
That doesn't become a rolling stone.
Yeah, haha, it's suspended. I'll zoom in on it. From that bar, and then to that bar with like 2 stores in between. This is walking the other way from town as you're facing town, going right. And there's a cute little church, and there is a very pretty bay with buoys. That's the kind of anchorage it is. So by the time we get to the gelateria, would you have 10,000 steps?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
That's my first flight of the day.
All right. Could be your last, you know. Of the day, that is.
Thanks. Thank you for quantifying
that. So we arrived by ferry at Marittimo. The ferry went from Levanzo back to Favignana and then out to Marittimo. I've already passed 2 pizzerias, a butcher's shop, several stores. Okay, this is absolutely shocking. This is a restaurant with actual tablecloths and what have you, and seating outside. Very elegant, very lovely, beautiful views. There's a little castle over on that promontory. Restaurant over here. More restaurant shops. Beautiful. We're walking in the direction of the castle now. It's about an hour and a half walk to get out there, and we may or may not have time to do that, but meanwhile it's beautiful along the way. Just zoom in on the castle. This is a nice little house, honey. You wanna maybe buy something like this right by the water?
I think I was to be more than €1.
You think?
I think so. Nice location.
I would say so. Very green to the left, and then a little less so further out. I know, right? It's like this is...
I'm gonna stop and put the drone up at some point and just fly it along the coast.
So the road kind of then becomes more of a path than a walkway. The road to nowhere, although we know it's somewhere. So this is giving you the different paths that you can take. If you're going to go to the castle, which is the Castello di Punto, I can't read the rest of it, but I'll find it on the map, then it's reminding you that it's going to cost you $5. So we'll just take a little trek up here because you have to deviate from the coast and go up a little bit into the woods in order to be safe. The path that's right along the edge there is eroded and dangerous. Beautiful here though. I'll turn around so you can see what I'm looking at in terms of the view. Not bad, right? There's Corey working on getting some drone footage for everybody. Really green right here. And to get to the castle, you basically continue along here. You kind of go up and then down and around. We're not going to have enough time to do that, unfortunately, because we want to explore the town as well. I got my very own shade. It's a path completely covered by these beautiful overhanging trees on the way back, for a little bit at least. Really gorgeous.
Where are we and what are we having?
We're in Marittimo, which is the second largest island in the Egadi Islands, and we're having caponata and a vino che si chiama carettico, I think. I'm not sure, I'll look it up. And having a great time.
How about that view?
So, what are you having for breakfast?
Our usual when I'm ashore. Calcarenite, limon, and a cornetto, better known as a chocolate croissant.
And I am having a graffata ricotta and a cappuccino. Okay.
Let's eat.
Okay, honey, what are you up to?
Grocery day.
Okay, we're going to the port.
Yep.
Got a little hulk going on.
Let's go over to the boat.
Ok. Allora ci vediamo per pranzo fra un po'. Ok, ciao. Sono i nostri nuovi amici. L'ambiente. Here's the environment that we're in. It's made all of this food and it is absolutely.
This is really good food and wonderful people.
Ma poi sai cos'è?
Mangia la frutta, no?
Tutto questo è vietato.
No. Yeah, it's just the motorboat that anchored next to us, anchored over the top of the anchor of the sailboat behind that's trying to leave, and they're having some conversations.
Affectionately call this a shit show. Lots and lots of boats, lots of inexperienced people in Cala Rossa in Favignana. Ciao. Cosa fa? An ice cream boat. Yes. Cosa prendi, Corey? Gotta get the ice cream boat tied up.
Alright, so ice cream.
Ice cream,
Menu qua.
Want a granita this piece?
No, no.
I have the almond magnum.
almond one.
One, just one.
Grazie. Quanto è?
4.
4.
Okay.
Did you get your money? Grazie.
Ciao, grazie.
Ciao, buon divertimento, buon lavoro.
Grazie.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
Ice cream. The ice cream truck was here.
Hopefully you can see up in the distance the same cute bar that we visited yesterday, actually the day before yesterday by land. Now we can see it from the sea. And the shit show is over. And let the relaxing begin. Yes. Nice light down. We are now enjoying our own cocktail, but of course we could go in to action.
It's a rough life.
Yeah, you want our own private sunset, right?
That's it. Music in the background, sunset.
Yep.
Yachts here at anchor. Life is good.
Yes, sir. By land and by sea. Everybody wants to see the sunset. There's Corey diving on the anchor at our new anchorage, which is called, I think it's called Sciavolo, but I'm not entirely sure. It's where our new friends have their food truck today. Nico and Stefania, and as you can see, the water is just gorgeous. And it's, you know, crowded with day motor boaters, and there's a beach all the way down there with umbrellas and what have you, but it's not crazy like yesterday. Okay, here's our famous 360. Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
You sure?
I'm ready.
There's the sunset. Wait, can you see the sunset?
No.
Not really.
It's just the blindness.
There it is. Wait.
Wait for it, wait for it.
Wait for it. Is it coming?
Keep
I
it, you missed it. Nope.
Aww. Keep going. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very smooth.
Alright, keep going. Are you gonna fall? Seriously. Okay. Alright, wait. There. Is it there? Wait.
Keep going. There it is. You can
Beach club with our boat in the distance on the anchorage. Very beautiful mountain. She went into the other side of the castle. Pizza e fuochi artificiali. Wow.
Allora lì dove che stanno a sparare?
Goodbye to Favignana.